You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and White Live fans, let's talk about Tom Brady and the NFL. Now, Tom Brady actually has a podcast. I didn't know he actually had a podcast, but that actually came to light because he had actually talked about Aaron Rodgers. And I believe the name of his podcast is actually called Let's Go. And he talks about, several different things on the NFL. I never actually heard the podcast. I may actually have to check it out because I am interested to hear what Tom Brady has to say. However, concerning this video here, he talked about the NFL adding a 17th game. Now, for about, 35 years or so, the NFL, probably closer to 40 years, NFL games, the season was 16 games long. Prior to that, it was 14 games. So I'm pretty sure there was actually some controversy for the NFL moving from 14 games to 16 games. Now, during my lifetime, I only knew 16 games. Kind of weird seeing a 17 game. The NFL, they want more revenue. Let's just call it what it is. It is a money thing. The NFL is the number one sport in America, and they're seeing dollar signs. However, the players, for the most part, don't want 17 games. They don't. And they really don't have a financial incentive to actually play 17 games because their contract is locked in. This is just more money for the owners. The owners have benefited from this. And Tom Brady has said it was a terrible decision for the NFL to move from 16 to 17 games. So let's go ahead. Let's dive into this, guys. Tom Brady sounds off on adding 17th regular season game. Quote, it was a terrible decision. Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady isn't happy he has to play an additional game this season. Brady ripped the decision to add a 17th game to the NFL's regular season schedule, calling it pointless. Brady made those comments during his appearance on the Let's Go podcast Tuesday, saying the rule change was a terrible decision. And this is his exact words here. Quote, I think it's pointless. I thought it was a terrible decision, so I don't like the fact that we're playing a 17 game at all. I think 16 is plenty. You're 8 games into the year, and you're not halfway through, so that's kind of a little frustration aspect. Whatever, we'll play it. It's there. A lot of guys probably miss games over the course of the season anyway, so they probably don't play all 16, most guys. But if you're fortunate to be able to make it through a season, you got to play the 17th game. I think there is a lot of things that I would adjust to the offseason, the regular season schedule. A lot of people know my feelings on some of these topics. I've been pretty vocal about NFL issues over the last couple of years, and some of the things that are done, I don't necessarily think are in the best interest of the game. Now, here's the thing, guys. The preseason now is shortened to actually add this 17th game. There was only 2 preseason games, and I actually heard Tony Dungy last week saying that he really wouldn't know who are the best teams because they didn't play a full preseason, and we're 7-8 games in now, and he said he still doesn't know. We may not know, according to his opinion, who the best teams are until around Thanksgiving. And in a normal 16-game season, you definitely would probably know who is the best teams because then you're leading into December, and that is a push for playoff positioning, okay? So understand where he's coming from with a shortened preseason. Guys aren't getting the reps that they normally get, so teams struggle. Now, we know that the Kansas City Chiefs have not been very good at all this year. They look bad. Patrick Mahomes looks terrible. But I'm not going to blame a shortened preseason at all because the other top quarterbacks are performing very, very well, including Tom Brady himself. But Patrick Mahomes has really, really struggled this season. He has not looked very good. Okay? Brady was outspoken about rule changes during the offseason. He expressed displeasure over the jersey number rule and urged other players to stand united in collective bargaining talks. Now, the NFLPA, their union is not very strong. It seems like they get worked by the owners time and time again, and they got worked this time. Because if it was up to me, I'd be like, all right, you guys want an extra game? Well, you got to come up with more money. You got to pay us more money, and we want our money right now. But that didn't happen. The NFL owners just got richer by adding an additional game. The players probably got nothing. I don't know exactly, but when it comes down to it, guys, not only do the players, especially a veteran player like Tom Brady, he's 44 years old. It takes older players a bit longer to actually recover from game to game. Now, Tom Brady, he takes care of his body probably like no other NFL player ever. That is why he's still playing at an elite level right now. And adding this 17th game, I don't think you're really still going to see quarterbacks playing into their 40s at the level Brady is. I just don't see that happening. Ben Roethlisberger, now he was never on Brady's level, but he's 39 years old. He looks like he's about done. And this is a 17-game season, and he pretty much looks like he's done. Peyton Manning done at 38. Drew Brees done at 41. Brady is definitely an anomaly here, and he's the GOAT, and he doesn't even want to play a 17 game. Now, one thing that they did do, they added an additional playoff team. I don't like this. So you're kind of watering down the playoffs a little bit now, because now only the top seed actually gets to bye. The other teams, they have to play. The second seed now has to play. So you'll have 3 wild card games, and then the top seed gets to bye. So I guess in a way, there is a bit more of an incentive to actually get the top seed, more urgency, but still, I kind of agree with Tom Brady on this, but I do see where the owners are coming from too, because when it comes down to it, they want more money. NFL players are not getting it, but the NFLPA got worked once again. And Brady's been pretty vocal. He believes that the PA should be stronger. I suggest that the players, they get better reps. And whoever's leading the players overall, get that person out of there. Get somebody that is willing to fight more for the players instead of getting worked by the owners. Because I don't see much of a change in the NFLPA. I believe they will continue to get worked by the owners. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Live fans, Tom Brady calling the decision to add another game to the regular season a terrible, terrible decision. Do you actually agree with him on that? Or are you actually enjoying the additional game? Now, the fans, I'm pretty sure they love to see NFL year round. Not going to happen. But for the players, these guys got to play an additional game. And for a player like Tom Brady that is constantly in the Super Bowl, that one game could actually add up because he seems to be in the Super Bowl just about every other year. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Live fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Live, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.